Roger Jardine, we are very much aware that Roger Jardine's name comes from the so-called Moonshot Pact and the whatever that you call charter. What is it? Multi-party charter. Of course, there are people in the ANC, some of them have got no mandate of the organization, who are entertaining fears of ANC dropping below 50%. There are many. But I can tell you right now, they've got no mandate of the organization. There's no ANC that met at any given point in time and given instructions to its members to go and negotiate on its behalf about the possibility. And I can tell you right now, we'll still be together. I don't know when is the election. The ANC will be back into power. And I will be standing here on this podium because I know that the members and volunteers of the ANC and everyone else who support the movement will work for victory. Besides, the opposition have got no answer. They've got no answers. Their only issue is load shedding. Load shedding resolved, there's no opposition in South Africa against the ANC. Without segments of the media supporting the opposition, there's no opposition. What you can't call Herman Mashaba a serious opponent. A guy who wants to take us back to apartheid and doesn't want anything that has got to do with the affirmation of our people and all of that. Everything that was intact during apartheid, he wanted back. He doesn't even say BE must be transformed to mean something else. He says it must be scrapped. He doesn't want affirmative action. The DA says all civil servants, when they come to power, they are gone. You tell me about those people and power. Anyone who wants to vote for these people in a democratic South Africa must examine themselves. They must examine themselves, because here are the people who are saying, as an alternative to the ANC, they are going to bring you back to pre-1994. I don't know what EFF offers. It is Father Christmas. Depending on how the leader wake up today, he will be promising you big things. Flip-flopper of note, and he changes his rhythm depending. If the big issue today is about the load shedding, Julius will be on TV calling for you to shut down. That's the revolution he's leading. And there are people who follow him in that regard. So we can go to town about it. There's no principle, there's no backbone, nothing. At least in life and in politics, you must be known for having stood for something. They attack him about foreigners, he changes, he's on the other side. He's no longer very vehement on the foreigners issue like he used to, as a matter of principle. Changes depending on what happens. So you tell me that those are the people who are going to come and win overwhelmingly. The biggest loss of the ANC, it will mean that our people do not come out and vote in their numbers. If they don't come out, we'll lose. Even in the election, where we garnered close to 8 million votes within a month, they could not obliterate the ANC. Our people still came out in their numbers and vote. In fact, the DA dropped. The biggest hung municipalities in this country are in the Western Cape. The ANC could not be obliterated politically. They had all the chances to do so. Our people, as we say, are heartful about things that get to be said and not done. And they will rather not go and vote. They don't offer any alternative. They did not go to them. If they base their analysis on the 46% that we got, that it gives them hope, then why didn't people go to them? They didn't. They stayed at home. They were protesting here at Luthuli House. Davidton, during the campaign, people didn't go and vote. They said, why are we going to vote when we don't have water? In the middle of the campaign, we were hit with load shedding. People complained about load shedding. When I said that to Khutatso, that I expect the polling to be at 30%. They then interpreted to meaning that I'm saying ANC will get 30% next year. I said the polling, when people have got no water, when people have got no electricity, how can you expect the ANC to poll better? Because these are butter and bread issues. They affect you directly. My son, when he's watching TV and there's load shedding in the house, for the first time I heard him saying things. No, I won't tell you. So that's how people, it affects them, because he's enjoying his games, he's doing things, he's watching TV, there comes load shedding. It affects you directly. Huh? No, he didn't speak about it. So Roger Jardine is a project, we know. We know that there is a project called Roger Jardine, who comes from the family of the ANC, a civil servant of note, and then they want him to make him a black face of the moonshot comedy. And that is what they want. Now, people who are fearful are the ones who are entertaining the issues of the moonshot and all of that, not the ANC. So Roger Jardine is a project of moonshot and of the DA that is going to be their face. They will say no. They will tell you no, there's no such a thing. We know it. We know that project. We are inside that project. We know it. And it will not succeed. But as long as others continue to entertain it, it is fine. But Roger Jardine himself, it's up to him. He wants his legacy politically to disappear over moonshot and betraying the liberation struggle. He can do that. Anyone does things. Botera, they went to form COPE using the name of the former president, who over time has clarified that it's got nothing to do with COPE, but they went nonetheless. That thing of removing the president triggered their anger about Polokwane Conference to form an organization. It triggered. It was something that led to them forming an organization. It triggered them. It assisted them. And they used the name of the former president to form an organization. When the ANC took a reckless and a wrong decision to remove Thabo Mbeki, when he was left with a couple of months to get out of, yes, it was a reckless decision. Why do you remove somebody who has not stolen from government, who was doing his job? You sit down, you remove him. What did he do? That's the man who was supposed to ask a question, then Zendo. He didn't. Mantashe arrived there, as the Secretary General told him, he left. He said, what time? He wrote a letter, addressed the press conference, left. Didn't fight over it, even though he had all the reasons. Then it triggered people to form an organization because something had visited them, losing power in Polokwane. You wake up, you were a national chair. You wake up the following day, you are nothing. I mean, you were Terra Likota, well-known, Robben Island, UDF, you're gone. Yeah, you wake up every day, you've got withdrawal syndromes. So what do? You form a political party. That political party is dying a natural death as we speak now.